Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Buttermink, also known as the bright, lovely Manbird, and we're back at you with our IBL D-League Week 4 battle versus the Sylveons and their coach Sharpedo43. Now, first thing you probably noticed is right here, this battle is from my opponent's perspective, and that's because I was a dum-dum while this battle was happening. Like, about 30 minutes after this battle was started, I was scheduled to see the Lego movie with a couple friends at the local theater, so I was basically rushing through this, and as soon as the battle ended, I was out of the house, out the door on my way to the theater, and I didn't save a battle code. So my opponent, Sharpedo, had to save a battle code, and upload that, and then I got that recorded. So this entire battle that you're about to see is from my opponent's perspective, which is completely professional, I swear. I swear I'm a perfect professional. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, is what it is. We're just gonna hop right in the video, I guess, knowing that that's the context of why it is the way it is. Yeah, so I was in a hurry this entire battle. I wasn't doing calcs. I was actually, while this battle was going on, I was eating a pizza, because that's what we had for supper that night. And one of those Jack's pizzas, by the way. Delicious, recommend. But I was such a rush. I ate a pizza, and then I was just like, okay, I gotta get out of here. And it definitely shows in this battle, because it's not a pretty one. It's not a pretty one. But as you can see, I bought a Life Orb Calm Mind Special Zeraora. I bought a Mew with Will-O-Wisp, Roost, U-Turn, and Whirlwind. I bought a Life Orb Offensive Excadrill. I bought a Dragon Dance Charizard. I bought a Rock Tomb Sandstream Smooth Stone Gigalith. And I bought a Defensive Rotom Wash with Will-O-Wisp and Volt Switch. And my opponent on his team, he has a Nidoking, Galvantula, Seismitoad, Alolan Muck, Dragonite, and Mega Glade. So that being said, let's hop right into this video. And now going into the lead matchup, I figured that Rotom Wash is just a good all-purpose lead. And just in general. Oh no, I lead with Zeraora, apparently. Like I said, this battle was an entire mess. So I lead with Zeraora, which, as he leads, Nidoking, which is not a good matchup for me, so obviously I'm going to have to pull the switch, obviously, out into Rotom, since, oh no, I was specially defensive for this Nidoking. Yeah, as he's going to pull off a Toxic Spike. I'm not worried about that at all. I can just put out a Defog as he switches out, expecting the Hydro Pump. And he goes into Toad, which was obvious, which is why I clicked Defog here and not... Oh no, I clicked Wisp. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I clicked Wisp. I do have Defog on this set, as you'll see later. But yeah, I click Wisp, I burn it. Then I click Defog the next turn. I have to see what this is. Expecting him to probably want to set Rocks up or something. As he goes for Rocks, yeah. And this kind of puts us in a loop where I'm going to be defogging away his Rocks, as he's going to keep trying to set them, because, you know, I don't want them on my side of the field, because I have Charizard. As you see, he's going to pull off, actually, the switch into Galvantula, as I believe I click... what do I do again? I click Will-O-Wisp again. Apparently I predicted the switch there and called that. But now I have to actually, there's rocks up on my side of the field, and I have to switch out because this thing can have Energy Ball or Giga Drain, and my best switch into either of those attacks is Charizard. But since I'm not Mega Evolved yet, I'm still Flying type, and he just straight up Volt Switches in my face, and yeah, Charizard goes down and does nothing. So as you can see, I clearly, I just threw away Charizard like it was hot garbage, and that's, yeah, not a fan of that. And then he sends out the Seismitoad, and my only response to this is, well, it's Zeraora, because I have a Life Orb Grass Knot, and he reveals himself to be leftovers, so I know that he's not, Windowberry or anything. But he just goes straight into Muck, and since I have Calm Mind instead of Volt Switch, I'm just going to have to go for the Grass Knot, even though this was easy to predict, and obviously it does nothing, it's resisted, it's a Muck. So I had to hard switch out into Rotom Wash again. Hopefully get a burn off or something on this thing as I take rocks again. As he knocks off, and it shows he is very invested as he knocks off my leftovers. So that's fun, as he'll switch out his Muck, obviously, and he goes into Galvantula, actually, as I click Defog this turn. Oh no, I Will-O-Wisp again. I do not understand why this game I was clicking Will-O-Wisp so much. There's so many opportunities for me to defog, and I'm just like, nah fam, I won't take them. This time I have to go out into Underminer, since it's my only electric immunity besides Galvantula, but I also resist Bug Buzz in case that's what he wants to go for. But he goes for the Giga Drain, and that does about 40%, but since I'm Life Orb, that's way more damage than Excadrill needed to take. Obviously he's going to switch out because he doesn't want to lose a Seismitoad here, or doesn't want to lose Galvantula, and Seismitoad's just the easy switch in. As I click Rock Slide, reveal that I have it, and Seismitoad takes absolutely dinkus from that. So now I have an Excadrill at 50%, I don't have a Charizard at all, Rocks are on my side of the field. I'm basically screwing myself every turn this match, as this time I'm going to go the safe switch back into Rotom, since he can't really hit me with any move, as he actually goes for the Icy Wind this turn. Not sure about that, but I take nothing from it since I am very specially defensive. As this next turn, he's going to click Sludge Wave and try and pick up a kill, but I live on a small amount, and I'm able to click Defog finally, when I should have done it twice before, and defog away these rocks easily. And this is gonna start a Star War for a few turns, where it's just me constantly defogging and him getting up rocks. It actually turns out that he had enough speed that after I was at -1 speed on Rotom, he's going to outspeed me with his Seismitoad, which is great for me because it means I get the defog after he goes for rocks, so I don't have to risk, him switching out or anything like that, and I can just defog more freely now. Obviously, he doesn't want to kill me. He wants his rocks up, and he knows probably that this is my only remover. So he's just going to continually click rocks. Oh, actually, this turn he clicks Earth Power, predicting the switch into Zeraora since I revealed the Grass Knot on it. But no, Rotom's done here. It's got no leftovers. It's got no way to recover anything. So now its only purpose is to keep rocks off the field. So that's why I have it in, and I'm not really planning on switching out because it doesn't take an attack and it can't come back in on rocks. So switching it out at this point is basically useless. As you see, I'm just constantly clicking defog. I don't really have a reason to click any other move. So it's up to him to do something. Whatever that may be, I do not know. But it is up to him to choose something to do. But he just goes with Stealth Rocks again, as I, again, for the 4th time in a row now, click defog, because I don't want them on my side of the field, because Excadrill's already getting too low for a Life Orb user, and I just don't want to take chip on everything else that's on my team right now, everything else that's in the back. So, as he finally does pull the switch out, as he goes into his Galvantula again, as I click defog, like I said, I'm not doing anything but clicking defog, just because, I have mons that I don't want to take damage. I want to keep Gigalith sturdy, just in case, because, oh, I don't have sturdy on Gigalith, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just don't want rocks up. But now I go out into Zeraora, because the Volt Switch is super obvious here, and I'm going to just eat that, and I'm actually going to get back all the health I lost from Life Orb. I actually bought 2 Life Orb uses this match, which I usually don't bring any, so that was interesting. But this time I'm going to go straight into Excadrill, because the Muk switch-in is super obvious here, especially since last time. So I'm going to predict his switch into Muk, and I'm going to actually call that correct, so I finally make a play this time, he switches out again, obviously. And this time, he goes into Dragonite, which is unfortunate, as Dragonite's going to come in for free on my Earthquake. But I still have Mew, which is defensive, like I said at Team Preview, and can take this easily and threaten it out with a Will-O-Wisp, which he does end up going for Earthquake, and it ends up doing a hot 0 to Mew. This turn, actually, I predict the Muk coming in, as I get the Leftovers recovery. I predict the Muk coming in, because, like, that's his best play. It can knock off Trap Me, it can Pursuit Trap Me if it has that. But if I U-turn out, I can go back right into Excadrill and get some chip off on this thing, as I do just that, get a little bit of chip damage. Yeah, you know how it goes. And then obviously I go back into Underminer, and I don't know why this turn I didn't predict him and go for Rock Slide, since Dragonite he's shown is his switch into this, since you can basically get it in for free. But I again go for Earthquake, and that's fun. Gotta love that. But now I can actually go into my defensive Excadrill and set up the Sand, as well as I can live any hit from +1 from this Dragonite, just because of how excessively bulky Excadrill is. And I can get off a Rock Tomb as well, which will put him nice and low, and will also neutralize the Dragon Dance, as Multi-Scale is going to get broken this turn by my Sand, which is awesome. As you see, I'm going to take about 75% from this EQ, then I'm going to hit my Rock Tomb, which, as you can see, drops him down to about 75% himself, and his speed's going to fall, so that Dragon Dance basically only added him a +1, and now I'm just going to protect with Blue Diamond to scout what move he potentially goes for, what he's looking to do, as he actually reveals that he is indeed the Z Crystal, and Dragonium Z to be specific, so I'm going to live this, because, you know, I only take 25% of the regular damage, and Gigalith is very bulky. So he's going to pop the Devastating Drake, and that's going to do a decent chunk to me. Well, I say decent, but it does like 15%. Yeah. And, so at this point, I definitely can't risk losing Gigalith, because I can get Sand up again. So I go out into Damp Mains, because like I said earlier, it was useless to me and I was just waiting to sack it off, so I throw it up against the Dragonite and just like, hey, have fun with that. Then I go into Excadrill, because I outspeed him since he's at neutral and I'm at +2. He actually reveals that he has the extreme speed, and that does another good 30% to Excadrill, and it's already getting super chipped. I go for the Dragon Claw because I don't want to risk missing the Rock Slide. And as you can see, I have like 2 Life Orb hits in me now, as he just goes straight back into the Seismitoad. And now that I don't have Gigalith, actually now that I don't have Rotom, my switches into this are basically just Mew, and that's yeah, that's not fun. As I eat the Earth Power, chew that a nice bit, because it does about 30, as I get buffeted by the Sand, obviously. Thankfully, my leftovers negate that, and the burn on him is negating his leftovers, or else he would be back at max HP now. So that's annoying, but this is where we are at the moment, as he's just going to pull the switch out, I believe, back into Muk, and I am going to Whirlwind it out, and because I just wanted to see what he would do, because I didn't want to U-turn at that particular moment, as he just goes straight into Galvantula, which means my only switch into this is Zeraora, because whether he goes for Bug Buzz, I can still live any hit, and if he goes for a Volt Switch, you know, I can eat that, but I don't think he's going to, because of my 4 Mons left alive, 2 of them are immune to electric attacks, but like Survivor is my best switch in case of like a Bug Buzz or something here, as that's exactly what he goes for. As you see, I live it over half. It does about 40%, 45%, as it does lower my special defense, which is annoying. But he doesn't know I don't have the Fire Punch or anything, but I'm going to Hard Switch back out into Blue Diamond so I can reset my Sand, as I believe he actually also hard switches into Muck at this point. Yeah, he just hard switches out into Muck. I'm assuming he was choiced in some variety. He wasn't Specs because he didn't do enough damage. But at this point, I feel like I'm just going to go for an Earthquake, and if he doesn't outspeed me, then, you know, I can kill him, but he does outspeed me and gets the knockoff. He knocks off my sand, my smooth stone. Not that it matters, because that was the last time I was getting sand up anyway. So at this point, it's basically just, I gotta go into Underminer, because I've got to make the most out of what I have left, as he's going to switch out. Now, he doesn't have any ground immunity, but he does switch out into Seismitoad, which I'm going to 2-hit KO with Earthquake, thankfully, so finally the Seismitoad is going to go down. But that's about the only good news, because I'm going to also lose my Excadrill to Life Orb, because I played it super terribly this game, and yeah, as you see, the Earthquake's going to take out the Seismitoad. That thing stayed around far too long, and that's going to leave just my Zeraora and my Mew left versus his Nidoking, his Galvantula, his Mega Gallade, his Alolan Muck. So you can see it's not looking good for me. As I go into Zeraora and he goes into Galvantula, I'm going to, I believe at this point, he goes straight out into Muck, yeah. And I think I go for a Calm Mind, if I'm remembering correctly. Because at this point I just kind of got to start setting up and hoping I can pull out a W somehow. Even though I don't think I don't think I OHKO that Nidoking with a Life Orb boosted Grass Knot. It is pretty heavy, but who knows. And then I go for the Thunderbolt, and as you see, he survives on like 5 HP, so I didn't get that roll, and he gets his berry back up. And Poison Jab, like I said, he had a lot of investment. That's obvious, because Poison Jab, he was able to pick off the KO from about 50% or so, and he had to have, I believe he had to be max attack adamant to pick up that kill. And you see, he's going to get buffeted, going to take the damage. So I'm going to go into Mew, and at this point I'm actually going to click Wisp, because since I don't have Cobra, that'll cripple this thing's knockoff. But yeah, that's what goes down. As he goes for the knockoff, knocks off my lefty, so I lose that passive recovery. Sand's still up for a couple turns, because like I said, I was the Smooth Rock, and Muck's going to take a lot of chip from just Bone and Sand, as I'm going to Roost, and since he's below half, he's just going to click Recycle right here. I believe I've actually by this point revealed all 4 of my moves, so he knows I can't touch him, as he's just going to click Recycle constantly and find his Figure Bear, and he's going to get back up to above half again. Yeah, we're going to dance this whole rigmarole for a while, as he takes Bone. My only attack is U-turn, so obviously I'm going to have to click that a couple 1,000 times if I want to kill this thing. As he actually reveals the Rock Tomb, which since he's Bone does nothing, even on a crit. And yeah, that deals some damage, I guess, as it lowers my speed. I'm just going to obviously click more U-turns, trying to knock it low as he clicks Recycle again. I'm pretty sure that somewhere around this point I click Whirlwind, because I'm just tired of him. I know this is a losing battle, so maybe I can find something better, even though there is really nothing, because anything I come into, anything that comes in OHKOs me, except maybe Gallade, but I can't touch that, because I'm going to quit the U-turn and he's going to click the Poison Jab. It's going to do nothing again, since he's boned, and yeah, we're going to have this one maybe roll. Now as you see right there, his Recycle went off first, so this is actually the turn I am going to click Whirlwind, he's going to do his Sticky Berry again. And he's going to go into Gallade, which will mercifully end the game, because as it turns out, he's going to pull out the taunt, and he's going to stop my Mew from doing anything but U-turning, which does nothing to Gallade. So, since I have no investment in Gallade, gains like 20 defense on Mega Evolution, he's just going to take nothing, and he's basically going to end the game there. So, that's how the game ends. It actually takes him, after I throw for the taunt and I can't get forward, it takes him, he actually Swords Dances off first, which makes sense. This set is really good against my team, and it's been quite a number of people on the video, but it's been too, because I couldn't break his defenses, as he's in an Earthquake, and because of my investment, I'm actually going to live a +2 Earthquake simulate, which is crazy to think about. I'm going to live on low, but again, I can only go to you, so, you know, that's what it is. If my taunt was off, but it's not going to matter. He outspeeds and he can just put any move he wants to do. His fun move is actually range. That's what it is. And yeah, that's what makes the game is 4-0 for us. And a valuable lesson for us is getting out there. Never battle 30 minutes before you go because you will play absolutely dead. It's just not a pretty game. That is how we never interact with it is what they say what it is. And